But no, I'm trying to just do a bunch of streaming, and I might take a lot of mods off and then set up an 8-player convoy server, and then let people run off of that. Just play the base game or whatever, try to find people that way. Because then I can throw my Discord and everything in there too, and then I can still live stream from there. Or on YouTube, so to say. While we're doing like convoy, we'll just remove all the mods to try to get people in. Sunset and that fog coming through is something else. If you're on the newer update, you'll just have to roll back. But yeah, as long as you do that, we'll be able to play just fine. Did I miss my road or something? It's gonna make me do a U-turn. Or get on, flip back down there. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Maybe I did. But I'm not quite for sure. Oh, hold on. Can I go right there? I don't know if I can go back that way. I guess I'll just go through here, I guess. I don't know what I did. I did something wrong. Alright. I guess we're gonna go up through San Francisco and then flip around. What, the update? Or what I just did? Unfortunately, it was coming up through San Francisco, so it took me way out of the way. I remember where the bridge used to turn right there, and now they have this whole area down here that you can go to. This part right here is all brand new. I think it's been in the game for a minute, but it used to not be there. None of this was. you're just trying to do the update or whatever, you just gotta go to your, you right-click on your game and, I don't know if it's settings for sure without looking at it, but, you have to go under, like, betas, I think, and then it'll let you roll back that way. We were speeding there for a minute. We were doing... I actually think I'm going faster than the speed limit through here, but that's alright. I was gonna say, I think it was only 50 through there. I gotta readjust my truck or whatever, because I can't see my gauges very well, especially the GPS. You can see the big one up in the window, but that one's not showing as much information as the truck one does. Oh, I thought there was a tow booth on the second side. I can't believe I missed that. You go all the way back up, all the way down that bridge, and then I had to come all the way back up it. Also have a cool little night light sitting inside my truck too, as you guys can probably see. Up and around the top of the truck and at the bottom. There's a light that lights up the whole inside of the cab. Very nice. Logo did its job. It swerved right into him. And it drove off. I was not meaning to do that though. I was originally just trying to merge over and all I seen was the lights that were the ones that were behind me. The cars and stuff. Yeah, I don't know where I missed my exit, but I must have been way off or something. Yeah, so the idea is I like to be pushed back so I can see more of my truck, but at the same time, you know, when you're sitting frontwards. Wait, I gotta stop here. Another toll booth? Oh. We better move had to pay almost like, what, 50 bucks right there? Between the two that I went through. I ended up getting stopped on both of them. And the funny thing is, between those two bridges, the one was this, wasn't the Golden Gate Bridge, nor was that one. I don't know if this comes up to that actual side of the bridge or not. Because it's all in San Francisco, right? There's, yep, see, I just did it again. I gotta fix my mirrors, dude. I guess I just can't see far enough out of them. Oh yeah, you can't. That's why I'm running into everyone. I put them in so I could see the truck, but apparently that's, they need to go out like 50% so you can still see half of that truck window, but not, you know, be taking out all the AIs at the same time. Totally just did not use my turn signal. That's like 3 violations right there. Destroyed, wrecked out 2 cars, and then made a lane change without turn signaling. Probably not the most recommended thing. But yeah, I guess I gotta push those out. I just figured I could see my truck and trailer like that on both sides that I didn't need to mess with it. So once we're done with this load, I will go in there. I was gonna probably adjust it anyway, but I'll do it while we're live streaming. But we need to drop this thing off first. And one thing I would like to try to do is do a first-person view parking. Now, obviously you can stick your head out the window, but we'll go ahead and try not to do that and just see what happens. And then we'll try to fix my computer's frame rate situation. Because I only had this issue for 3 days or so. I went in there and updated it, but I switched everything back to default, so it messed everything up, I guess. In terms of like settings or whatever. Guys, but after missing like what, 2 exits that went so far out of the way, we have officially made it to our destination. Is this where I'm turning? No, that's we're just gonna completely ignore all that traffic there. Sorry. Oh no, well, you're gonna sit right there. I was clearly not over the yellow line. Sit there and do that, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna try to back up in first person view. It does seem like this is a big enough spot here. Also, with me sitting in my bedroom, I have to stretch my arm all the way over just to reach the TV. Okay, so this should be... It's in between like 2 trailers. You guys think I could back it up in there? There's plenty of room here to do it. But in that situation, I'm gonna try not to jackknife it and actually bring it up in here. say that's good. Um, the guy in the forklift's just gonna have to work with the trailer sitting sideways. That's crazy. Alright, so before anything else, let's go hit drive here. And then we're gonna try to fix this situation here. So I'm gonna scooch myself all the way up because what I want to do is be able to see, and you can see over here how much easier it is there. Now, usually, I'm the type of person that likes it all the way up here, right? With the FOV being like all the way back. But the problem is you're not going to be able to see. And the way that I think SCS wants you to technically drive is more like this. Because they still made it so you could see both these here, right? And then obviously you're going to have to drop your thing down. Because I wouldn't say you want it above eye view there, right? But technically speaking, it doesn't really matter because you're going to have the windshield wipers there anyway. So, kind of like right there maybe. I'll have to readjust it slightly. But these are in the middle here. Okay. So, obviously this goes to 120 to 40. So, half of 40 is 80. So, let's see. So, 90, right? No, that's not right. It's probably more like 85. But I would say adjust this to 100. So, this stuff here by 100. Because if you go like that, it's just you're gonna be too far away. Yeah. So let's try that. Let's shove this actually, bring this all the way up. Okay, pan. And for some reason that wasn't centered in the middle. It was off by 1. Oh, I mean, I guess you could push your steering wheel all the way down. And then go to... Oh, see, now I can't see it. Hold up. Which one? This one. Tilt this down. And then come over here. So, right now I kind of have it tilt, so to speak. So this is going to bring it up and down at you, which will get it down basically below the window wiper there. So let's try that. And yeah, let's try that and see what we get. Turn those stripes off. Okay, so I do feel like they can come down by like 1. I think we're actually technically only a smidge closer. But you can tell now, and like I said, that GPS is massive, so if you can get that off, so you can still see that there's some sort of hood there in the front. But let's actually like get it out here on the road and see how it actually drives. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't put that in them. Okay. Okay. So let's bump this up a little bit. we do need to do, okay, so seats all the way up, middle here, allows you to see pretty much your whole hood at that point. Okay, and then obviously you need to fix, not your UI mirrors, your, these here. So I think I have these set to, oh no they're not. So this is all the way in. Obviously I'm running in the stuff, so it's not exactly gonna work. Let's go one, or hold on. Make sure I'm all the way over. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're gonna have to do this with all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll count these ones in my head so you guys don't have to hear me repeating myself. So what I'm doing is I'm just sliding them over and I'm bringing them out by 10. So we'll see what that does. And then obviously I don't have the side one, so that does not matter. Oh yeah, I can see a lot better now. That one doesn't seem like it's as far out though, but maybe it is. But yeah, I can see the mirrors a little bit better. We're sitting up a lot closer, but you're still getting that whole front area, so to speak. Oh shoot, I'm turning on to an area that's not even discoverable. I'm just trying to get the feel of driving like this. Okay, so one thing I would do here real fast, because I think it's going to be your tilt. So instead of having this all the way down there, flip it all the way up. And I want to see. Yeah, I think it's, I mean, it still seems like it goes all the way down. This is why you're not supposed to be in this area. I did this yesterday too, but I'm just kind of... Can I drive on this without falling through? Yep, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin myself around here real fast. I like the bumps in the game though. Those are actually pretty cool. So we're using a graphics mod right now, and it does tend to add fog, but I think there is an add-on that will disable that for you. I'm just gonna kind of blow that light there. But yeah, you guys can see that there's a road texture pack and all that stuff. What I'm thinking is actually shutting that stuff off. Oh, here's a little neighborhood. Originally, again, you're not supposed to be in here. This would originally be blocked off. But some of them actually have like actual areas that you can explore. So that's got a roundabout. I'm assuming all three. Yeah. So we'll just go straight because why not? So there's a house back here. Got an RV. This has actually kind of got me wanting to play some Roblox now. little area kind of gave me an idea. This is like the biggest home right there. The fact that SCS actually threw stuff in there when you would originally not, oh, I just broke my trailer, not be able to see that stuff, I think is actually kind of cool. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this gas station. But yeah, see how you can see your that bottom mirror, you can see a lot better. Is this a Walmart or something back here? Actually, I think it's a Best Buy. I like how I didn't even bother to check my kinda looks like a Best Buy. But yeah, you're not supposed to be up in here, I don't think. This might actually be a business though. There's Home Depot over there. Oh wait, it actually says that because they have real logos. That's funny, dude. And it actually corresponds to it being pretty accurate too. Like if I go over there real fast, just for the heck of it, this thing is actually set up pretty legit. So like if we come over here, you know, they would have like this area, you know, for your pickup. I don't know about the lines and stuff, but usually you would just drive your car up in there. And then they could bring stuff out to you. And then over on the right side, you would have like your lawnmowers and stuff, kind of how this is set up. But instead of having like the entry there, on mine, that's in a different town where I live, their door is actually over here on the side, and then you would walk in there. And then that whole front would be all windows and shopping carts when you walk in, instead of them being obviously out here. And then I think this is where your lawn and garden and stuff would actually be too. Also, where's the Dunkin' Donuts at? Oh, it's back there. Huh. Well, obviously I ain't going in there because I'll get stuck. So what we're gonna do though is we're gonna... Actually, I don't even think he can get in there. They got it blocked off. I'm gonna turn around here real quick. Okay, I guess we ain't doing that. Alright, let's go this way. Yeah, that's totally a swift move right there. All I want to do is come in here, but I don't think it's gonna let me do that. What I may be able to do though is we'll do the loopy. Well, I mean, I guess you could technically go in there with an actual car. I don't even know how they consider that a driveway though. Like that's crazy. But anyway, what I wanted to show you is basically what this would look like without the graphics mod. Because originally the idea would be to do some actual convoys here without the actual graphics. But there is a way to still make your games look really good without having to have all those. So if we go to system, let's just make a quick save real fast down here. Okay. Go to your title screen real fast. Now I'm going to take out engines and everything actually. So let's just make it bone stock. So obviously it's going to take my Swift stuff off. That's fine for now. Because if I just wanted to re-add that, we could just add that particular stuff. And all of my mods, they're literally all Steam Workshop. Other than these ones down here. So these were for another VTC that we were in. Our group ended up compacting a bunch of Steam mods and that's why they're listed under those. But if we were to just take out all the mods and only run base game with just the DLCs, and like I said, if you want to run online multiplayer, keep it like very like simple. Now, in terms of making your graphics look better, there is a game config that you can change. You'll want to just do a simple Google search of how to improve your graphics for American Truck Simulator using the config file. And when you kind of word it like that, it should pretty much just pop up. Now, for an idea, let's just go to Los Angeles here real fast. And then just hit drive. I guess usually just fast travel. Oh, that truck's broken, by the way. I'll go in here and fix it. So the reason it's like this, and I didn't think anything about it, is because we were using a Volvo add-on, which just basically, you pretty much just have to restore everything. So like right here, it's gonna have it. Just hit clear odor real fast. Obviously, you can see that it's missing everything in there. You can see the back, right? There's no driver's seat. There's nothing in there. We're even missing our stuff, so yeah, we need to fix that. Okay, so go with the 860. Put all your original stuff back on it. These are all going to be your standard engines, obviously. Okay. And now you can see she's fixed. But yeah, this would be your standard. There's not a lot, you know. So it did keep the blue. The one I like. Oh, okay, it's not that exact blue. I'm gonna go red. Let's just say we're not using the Swift skin for now. Um, but that really does hurt my eyes. Is there like a custom paint in here? What's this one? Teal? Custom color? Here we go. So I was, let's see. So I kind of like this blue here, right? We're gonna try something like that. Alright. Now when you do this, just go back in here and customize up your truck again. That's not it. I think it's this one here. Yep. So this is gonna be all stock, right? There's nothing fancy going on here or anything like that. I was gonna say, I'm gonna pull all this stuff out for now. Oh no, that's already changed. Never mind. So I guess these are just added accessories. You can see that you can put in like a phone or GPS in there if you want, but we're just gonna run with that. I don't see the point of one in the block anything. I don't think you're gonna get the GPS in there or the radio. Nope. That's totally different stuff in there. And then all this other stuff is basically just, standard. So go ahead and hit confirm on that. Let's go ahead and hit our service because obviously we know we broke some stuff in here. Actually, it looks like it's just the wheels. But we'll just fix everything. Okay. So back out of there. Go to your truck configuration because obviously we broke that as well. Hold up. Apparently my trailer's not there, so it's not there. Okay. Good to know. So let's go to back Actually, we can just go like this. We don't even have to go that way. Go into... Go to here. And then let's go to... companies. Go to Garage Manager. And then Los Angeles. And then just travel over there. It'll save us a lot of time from having to obviously drive. Alright. Now, once you do that, go in here. We'll go into, let me see. I guess company trailer manager. So right now it's only showing this. I do have one that I made up yesterday. So it should technically be in there and it's not. I'm not quite for sure what happened. Alright, so standard game, right? Absolutely no mods whatsoever. Get used to the 565 horsepower because it's not very fast. But she does get the job done. Okay. So if you're ever having issues with your game, so to speak, okay, so we are going to make a small adjustment. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go 5 up. Just so that way I'm just mounted up a little bit there. Which also now means you gotta lift your steering wheel up there a little bit. I mean, technically, I guess you could leave it there. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do the graphics part, or at least half of it anyway, just to make sure you guys are all on the same page. In terms of the actual stream quality, that part actually looks fine. My trailer is missing a back piece here. I'm going to show you guys that here in a minute. I noticed it in the mirror after I left the garage there. But yeah, this is literally 100% bone stock game. And other than my performance problem that I'm going to sort out here in a minute, I ain't going to do the whole thing of it because it's going to require me to shut down the game and stuff, which we're going to do here in a minute anyway. But I want to make sure that everything in here is good to go. I already think I know what the problem is. I'm just gonna have to go in there and fix it. So you want to have your GPU cap off whatever the max refresh rate of your monitor is. So since in my situation, which is a little unique, it's on a 60 hertz monitor, I want to force the GPU to not render above that in terms of the actual frame rate there. And that way, there it goes, that's all fixed. We know that everything is basically good to go. and we ain't gonna have any kind of problems. Now, usually I do like to run with these, but with it being an all-white trailer, we decided to go with these ones here. Just make sure they're both the same. Yep. Do your tires and stuff the same too if you can. But yeah, the actual... Why is it doing that for? Oh, the wheels need to be moved frontwards. That's because it's California. They don't let them be in the back. Actually, I think if you turn these into tandems, you could do that too. Hold up. Yeah, which just technically slides them up there. And that will let you leave them there. So that is one way of doing that. But the thing that you want to do here, which is, oops, basically bone stock here. This should say 60, but it normally does. Okay, so real quick, I think the reason this is like this, I just noticed it. So I changed this earlier, and I guess we were playing the whole time like that. I didn't even notice it. Uh, Switch this back to 4K because obviously that's what we're playing at. And there you go. There's the option for that. Okay, so once you do that, everything is literally maxed out other than the scaling. And obviously this, we'll put that back to 200. But everything else is maxed out, right? So in here, your FPS limit and your FPS limit in the background. You want to set these to both 60. But I have a NVIDIA 4090, or not a, 4070. But again, the screen's only 60, so that's doable though, obviously, right? It's a bigger screen. It's 4K compared to my 34-inch 1440p. I'll get better picture out of here. And as long as you're running at 60, you're good. But you want to cap since it's such a low frame rate, which is still better than 30 frames any day. You want to go into your GPU, even if you do have a high-end one, just to match with the screen, and limit background and everything to exactly 60. So it doesn't matter if the game is pushing out more frame rate. The GPU will always keep you locked in. So kind of how you're locking it in here, you can lock the GPU as well. So both the game and the GPU will not render over 60, even if it can. And on top of that, if you're doing 4K gaming anyway, I'm so used to consoles, 60 is just something I've kind of got used to. But yeah, 4K, 60 FPS, 4K gaming and whatnot, not an issue. That's the part that you'll have to change in the actual NVIDIA graphics settings. Again, Ultra here. So technically, if I boot back in here, I do have the Steam overlay popped up. That is already locked in by the game itself. Also, the game looks 10 times better already. Now, in terms of the resolution, if I can get my internet to work, I'll try to do 1440p again because that's what I was making all my content in. But 1080p and then just bumping up the resolution while I was already playing at 4K and then just having the base resolution be 4K, but the output for YouTube or Twitch being 1080p seemed to work a lot better. Now, as far as visual quality, I'll take a quick test run real quick before we end the video here. 4K locked at 60 FPS looks amazing. But you do want to do your GPU too, so all games are gonna across the board will easily be able to do 4K, a nice stable 60 FPS. Plus your frame rate is more consistent. You're not going from 60 to 120 and then you get into a different part of the game where it might drop down to 40 or whatever. You'll be able, for most part, to be able to have a more stable frame rate, which will give you a better overall gaming experience. So now if I put those mods back in already, the base game at 4K 60 looks amazing. If you can do 4K 120, if you got the monitor for it, then you're doing even better. I do have a 4K 120 hertz LG from like 5 years ago. It's an OLED, which will give me better colors visual wise, but it got a really big scratch across the screen. So like if you're watching movies and it's like a dark scene or anything like that, you can see that big line all the way across the middle of the screen. I was so mad when that happened. And hey, look, there's a Google car that just drove by. But yeah, let me just let's take it down the road real quick and see if it fixes the stutters and stuff. Cause I was so mad the other day. It took me 3 days to figure this out. But yeah, playing the game at 4K 60, this is perfectly fine. But like I said, if you got a TV, you know, so you got a bigger screen while you're playing at 4K that can do the 120 hertz or whatever, you would be doing pretty good. So I basically did that whole stream at 1440p because I was over there messing with it before we started the actual live stream, and I didn't even realize it. I'm like, and the higher the resolution, the less jags that you'll get to. But what I was gonna say earlier is I have the Steam thing popped up, and the FPS is locked in right at 60. My CPU, which I totally forget what it even is, it's one of those newer like 14,000 series i7s or something like that. So they're pretty locked in. I'm getting some weird frame rates through here though. But it doesn't seem to be coming from the CPU. Now do remember, a lot of times too when you're playing at 4K, it is normal for it to be pretty much at 100% utilization. But my CPU is between 10 and 11% utilization. So extremely good on the CPU. It's basically not using any of it. Temps is 81 Celsius. I'm assuming that's 100 degrees or higher. That's normal, I believe. Clock speed says 5.50 gigahertz. We're at 4.97, so we're utilizing the CPU there on that part. The GPU is around 80, the high 80s to low 90s. About 77 Celsius. I think 80 is about normal. And then it says we're using 9.8 out of 11.7 gigabytes, whatever all that means. I'm assuming the game's trying to pull 11.7, but it's utilizing 9.8 based off where I'm currently at. Actually, I think that's something totally different because now I see RAM that's at 14.3 out of 31.8. That's the RAM overall. Oh, 11.7, that's the NVIDIA GPU. So I'll have to look that up. Utilization 9.7 to 9.8 gigabytes out of a 12 gigabyte, and then I'll put my graphics card in, and then I'll put 4K and just see if that's, you know, because that might be where the problem's coming in when it's utilizing that much. It's not the RAM side, I think it's the GPU, because 4K does chew through a lot. But like I said, you should be able to go in there and optimize your NVIDIA settings a little bit. I caught back up to that car. But yeah, you can go on Steam Workshop and get these that should turn off. Because I used to not get that weird stutter. And I did do an update yesterday too. So it wasn't till when I actually done it that I actually started running into them. But you do also got to keep in mind when you do change settings and stuff like that to make sure that you lagging through this. It was doing it where you were getting into more stuff, and now it's lagging. But yeah, it wasn't doing it the other day, so it's not the computer itself, it's just something that I have messed up on my graphic settings or something. But we're gonna stop the stream here. We already did the trip earlier, and I'll try to get this stuff figured out, and then we'll try to make some more videos. We could probably host quite a few convoy sessions without any mods whatsoever, unless you guys decide that you want to go that route. Um, then we can do that. But yep, we're gonna end the stream here. I'll try to figure all that stuff out, and maybe we can do something later today or tomorrow. Um, and then hopefully I'll have it sorted out. So I'll go try to figure all that good stuff out now. Again, look down in the description down below. You guys should be able to find the Discord in there, the link. If you have any issues joining the VTC or the Discord, I mean, just go ahead and leave a comment on this video here, and we'll hopefully get this issue fixed, and then I'll be able to start rolling out some more content. Peace for now, though.